Okay, so now what we are going to be looking at is the structural type system, which is the last section on this page. So if we read the documentation, it says, one of TypeScript's core principles is that type checking focuses on the shape that values have. This is sometimes called duck typing or structural typing. In a structural type system, if two objects have the same shape, they are considered to be of the same type. So we have an interface here, which is an interface of point. Essentially, we have a function that is called logPoint that takes in the type of point, which we have here, and then the argument is p, and it console logs what x and y is basically. So const point is x and y coordinates, and then we pass them in the point with the point here. So we're passing in the type into the function. TypeScript is inferring the type, as you can see here, in the variable, and then the variable matches the type that is of point here. So essentially what it's saying is that if we have two separate arguments or two separate objects that have the same values, so x and y in this case, then TypeScript will infer them, and if they match, then it will satisfy the argument that it needs. So in this case, it will satisfy p of type point. So let's go ahead in the browser and create an example to help you understand this further. So in lessons, a new file, and this one is going to be called structural.ts. So what I'm going to do is create two constants, so two different people, and then create a function called getPeople. So const person1 is equal to, and we've used this example quite a lot, so it's going to be name John, age 30, and then we are going to have that all set, and then we're going to have person2, which is name Jane, and the age is 25. And now what we want to do is create a type for these people. So the type is going to be of person, and we could use the type of person1 and type of person2, but I'm just going to keep it simple for now. And the type of person is a name, a string, and age number. And then what we want to do is create a function, and this function is going to log the person and essentially console log the person. So now we need to invoke the function. So we need to do log person passing in person1 and log person passing in person2. So now you can see here, we can see it's a duplicate identifier. So we need to change this to person type. And again, person type, because this example we have used in another file, I'm not sure which one, but again, we have defined this. So what I am trying to say is the person we pass in is of person type, which is a name of string and age of number. We are not defining the types for person2. As you can see, the type is an object shape that is the same shape as the person type. So now what I can do is I can add further to this. So because the person type needs to be satisfied in the argument on the function, so essentially when we pass in the person, it has to satisfy the name and the age, but this person2 can have extra values. So person2 could have hobbies of reading and cooking. They could also have an active value of truth, like so. But as you can see, nothing has changed because person type is needed in log person. So person2, we're passing it in. However, this person2 has hobbies and active, which is going to show up in here. But person1 only has name and age. So essentially, it's a structural type, meaning that the person type, as long as it contains, so as long as the argument we're passing in contains the name and the age, it is happy. So TypeScript is happy with it. However, if we was to delete the age or change the age to a string like so, you can see now log person is showing up an error, and the error is saying type string is not assignable to number, so we need to undo that. So that's fine because it's meeting the minimum criteria for the log person function. What we can also do is if we remove age, now you can see person2 now is saying that property age is missing, so that essentially is required. So now you can see the structural typing is working for TypeScript. So going back to the definition, so if we scroll down to the bottom, you can see here it says if the object or class has all the required properties, TypeScript will say they match, which in our case it does match because the name and age are satisfying in the log person function, regardless of the implementation details. So now we have covered the structural type system, which means that if we are passing an argument into a function, as long as it satisfies the type that is needed within that function, then it's fine. And what we have covered in this first section TypeScript for JavaScript programmers. We have covered defining types, composing types, unions, generics, structural type system as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. What I'm going to do is on this playlist, I'm going to extend it further and add further topics in this. Anyways, I hope you liked it and enjoyed and learned a lot from this series. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.